This video might trigger some people, but it has to be said. I am tired of seeing a lot of takes on Twitter and on YouTube videos saying how Modern Warfare 2019, not only one, was a good game, not only two, is a top 5 Call of Duty game. I'm not trolling or joking, people have said that. But 3, Modern Warfare 2019 saved the Call of Duty franchise. I dropped this video about a couple days ago talking about how I'm just done buying Infinity War games, right? And I was kind of talking about this point in that video, and I kind of want to make this video just expanding on it and tell you guys, man, why it's just simply an awful game. Okay, now I was actually getting some comments in my other video talking about, oh, you know, like I just didn't, point out the details, and I was just saying it's bad because it's bad. Well, today I'm gonna break it down for you guys. So reason number 1 why Modern Warfare 2019 is not a good game is the absolute awful maps in that game. Modern Warfare 2019 has the worst maps I've honestly ever seen in Call of Duty history. It is just awful. Gun to the back of your head right now, name me 5 Modern Warfare 2019 maps other than like Shipment and Piccadilly. You know what I mean? You probably can't. I mean, most of the maps in that game are honestly just brutal. They're just so bad. Now, they're not bad because of how they look. Like, I'm not saying they're bad because, oh, aesthetically they look terrible. I'm saying they're bad because there's too much places to camp at. The map flow is absolutely horrible. That one map, Piccadilly, as I was saying, that's probably the worst map in COD history. It is just awful. I mean, there's literally a sight line everywhere you go. You have to camp in that game to do good. Like, that's the first reason why I do not like Modern Warfare 2019 and why I think it's an awful game is because of the terrible maps, man. The maps in that game were absolutely brutal and absolutely awful, and you can't say otherwise, man. Like, you can't sit here and say, yeah, Modern Warfare 2019 had some pretty good maps. Absolutely not. The only good modes, okay, this kind of, I guess, another point or second point, I guess, is just the terrible flow of the game. The game has absolutely no flow. The only game mode that is fun in Modern Warfare 2019 is Search and Destroy. And I'll admit, Search and Destroy is actually fun in Modern Warfare 2019. I'll give it credit. I'll give it points for that. But other game modes like Team Deathmatch, Free For All, like respawn modes, right? They are absolutely terrible. The flow of the maps are absolutely garbage. You die in 2 seconds. Like, you barely look at an enemy, you're done. You have no time to react. Like, sometimes you be playing the game right and you're just running around trying to find some enemies. You're done. I'm like, what? Where did I just die from? And people are just, boom, boom, 2 shots. And that's it, man. So that's kind of reason number 2 there. Like, I'm trying to come up with this, like, on top of my head. I don't really have, like, a list in front of me of why Modern Warfare 2019 is bad. I'm just kind of, like, getting it off the top of my head. And maybe I miss out on some points with this video. But for the most part, these are, like, the points that I mostly think of why Modern Warfare 2019 is an awful game. The third reason why Modern Warfare 2019 is not good and was an awful game, in my opinion. Now, this one, I guess, is kind of nitpicky, but it was the start of this awful trend in Call of Duty, with like the garbage ranking system, the garbage battle pass, and the garbage seasons. Like, man, Modern Warfare 2019 was the pinnacle of that. Modern Warfare 2019 had a garbage ranking system. The highest level you get to was like 150. That was it. Absolutely terrible. That ranking system is horrible, man. So they had a garbage ranking system. Of course, they had the season pass and stuff, and they brought back Rust and all these types of maps and stuff like that. And as I said, man, it's just the beginning of the new era in COD that we know and most of us despise now. Now, there are a lot of people out there that enjoy this new era of Call of Duty, and if you enjoy it, listen, if you enjoy it. Like, I can't tell you you're wrong because you enjoy it, but as somebody who's an OG that's been playing since Modern Warfare 2009 or Modern Warfare 2 2009, this new era of COD is just not it, man. Really, it's just really not it. I guess those are the main big 3 reasons why I do not like Modern Warfare 2019, and there's probably more I'm missing out on, and I'll probably like edit this video and say, oh my gosh, like I missed out on this and that. But let's hop into another reason why Modern Warfare 2019 was actually an awful game, and most people are just blinded by nostalgia and stuff. Warzone, okay? Like, I have to talk about Warzone when it comes to Modern Warfare 2019, because if you guys don't know, Modern Warfare 2019 wasn't really that talked about on YouTube and stuff, the views weren't really there. If you guys didn't know, like halfway into the Modern Warfare 2019 cycle, nobody was really talking about it and stuff like that. So it's like, how can it really save the franchise? You know what I mean? Especially with it being the #1 best-selling Call of Duty or best-selling game in 2019. And so it's like, it didn't save the franchise at all. So I'm tired of hearing people saying that it saved the franchise. I know I'm kind of all over the place, but let's hop into Warzone, man. Let's talk about Warzone a little bit. So Warzone came out March of 2020, and it is arguably the greatest game mode Call of Duty has ever put in business-wise. Now, personally for me, I'm mostly a solo player, and playing Battle Royale solo is a absolute miserable experience. And you guys know, like, it is just miserable. If you try to play Warzone solo or any Battle Royale game solo, it's just simply not fun at all. It really isn't. It's a miserable experience, and it just sucks, man. Like, if you're playing Battle Royale, you have to play with friends, you have to play with people to have a pretty good to fun time. Playing solo is just not it, you get what I'm saying? So with Warzone coming out and stuff like that, everybody switched back to Call of Duty, and everybody was playing Call of Duty because it was kind of like the new thing, right? And I feel like the 2020 pandemic also inflated Warzone a lot, man. Like, everybody was playing Warzone at the time, and I'll admit, Verdansk and stuff was pretty decent, man. Like, it was pretty fun, but that is not Modern Warfare 2019. The thing I feel like is a little problem is that when people think of Modern Warfare 2019, they think about Warzone, but in all reality, it's two different types of games. They just use like the same engine, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying like it's two different types of games where things are different. Like, no, things are the exact same, right? But it's not really a game mode of Modern Warfare 2019. It's more like its own application, you know, like its own thing. So I don't like how people refer to Modern Warfare 2019 as Warzone, because it is truly not. When I'm mostly speaking about why I think Modern Warfare 2019 is awful, is because of the multiplayer experience, man. The multiplayer experience in that game, it is caca and it is awful. I can't believe people actually sit here and say, oh my gosh, you know, I miss Modern Warfare 2019. I miss, you know, this and that. Bro, it sucks. It is horrible. I mean, that one map, Shoot House, where people are just camping on the thing. I think Shoot House is kind of an overrated map, you know? But it's like, man, there's just so much like campiness. As I was talking about earlier, campiness, and you die within 2 seconds. And the Infinity Ward devs literally came out and said that they made this game for newer players to actually stand a chance against veteran players. There's actually an interview out there that you could go and look up. I would try to put it. I am going to try to put in this video. So if I do, and if I don't, I don't. But it's like, come on now, you know what I mean? Like, really, how are you gonna make a Call of Duty game and make it for the newer players? That's what Infinity Ward does, and that's what exactly Modern Warfare 2019 did. Now, I'm not saying if you like Modern Warfare 2019, then you are a bad player. I mean, it kind of correlates, you know what I mean? But nah, man, I'm not gonna be one of those people that say that. You can have your own opinions. You could think Modern Warfare 2019 is a good COD, and you know what? It is what it is. But I'm tired of people coming online saying that it saved the franchise, even though it was the #1 selling game in 2019. And I'm tired of people saying that Modern Warfare 2019 is a top 5 COD. If you think Modern Warfare 2019 is a top 5 COD, either one, you played when Warzone started and Warzone began, or two, you're like mostly a new player and like you just didn't experience the older Call of Duty days, man. I'm telling you guys right now, every single Call of Duty in the golden age, between COD 4 all the way to Black Ops 2, mops the floor with Modern Warfare 2019. And you guys are probably thinking, Daniel, you're just a boomer and an old head. You don't know nothing what you're talking about. You're just sounding like, you know, your grandpa, you know, or my grandpa, you know what I mean? Talking like a boomer. Only if time travel exists, so we all could go back to those days, man, and just, you know, experience COD for what it was back in the day. No really strict. I know people, like some devs, I guess, came out and said that there was SBMM back in the day, but it wasn't as cranked up. And I guess that's another problem with Modern Warfare 2019. It was just like the cranked up SBMM, but that's more of the like the newer type of CODs, you know what I mean? Like the new era of Call of Duty, man. Like that old era of Call of Duty was just at its peak. The community and the game developers were so like hand in hand, and the trailers and everything were just a lot better. Just the focus with the community was just a lot better. And overall, man, like Call of Duty back in the day, you know, it's just way better. And like all those Call of Duties are way better than the game, like Modern Warfare 2019. I don't know what's the love and obsession with this game, but I think it's specifically because of Warzone. If Warzone never came out, or if Warzone was free or Blackout was free, I feel like BO4 will get like the MW2019 love. That's kind of like my hot take, I guess you would say. So let me know what you guys think, man. Do you guys think Modern Warfare 2019 is an awful game? Or do you guys think that Modern Warfare 2019 is actually a good game and I'm just a boomer and I just suck at Call of Duty? I don't know, man. Just let me know. It's on your boy Daniel. If you guys enjoyed today's video, of course, I'd like to subscribe, and I'm out.